Hey folks, this is Sean Peck, or Peck Tech, from Peck Tech Games, and I'm taking over Quack & Co. this week, where every video is 10 minutes or less. Today, I'm talking about On the Boats, what made it to the boats before Chinese New Year. Now, as you may know, most of our games are produced in China, and they take, I think it's 2 weeks off every February. And all the factories shut down. All of life shuts down for them. Now, I've never been there to know for sure, but I know that no one's working because everybody tries to get their games out onto those boats before then, because there's this huge break in time if they don't make it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the folks that managed to get it out this year and games that you should be expecting here in the coming days. Now, there's a couple of games to talk about. Now, this one got here a little bit earlier than what I'm talking about with some of these other ones, but Frosthaven has just arrived. Two of my friends have gotten Frosthaven, and they are both extremely ecstatic. That just showed up a few days ago. I think some people may be still receiving their copies now. There's a bunch of other games that have come over. Now, what's funny is this is something that I never thought about before. Backing on Kickstarter, you watch the game be developed. If you follow the updates and stuff, you hear the trials, the tribulations. You watch them run out of money, or you watch them like deal with problems that arise as things go. And then at the end, my favorite thing is when they give you the ship. Like, they literally will give you a link to where you can watch the container ship come over and just literally track it. Like, I had no idea that was even a thing. There are literally hundreds of these ships out on the water. Now, the first time this happened was very early on in my Kickstarter time. I backed Nemesis. I would literally watch Nemesis doggedly. I would check the status of that boat. I watched it go all the way through the Guatemala Canal. I watched it arrive in Florida and at the dock. I even pulled up the cameras at the dock to see if I could see it being unloaded. I couldn't tell. But I guess I'm a logistics geek now, as it has to do with international shipping and board games, and that's a headspace I never thought I'd be in. But here we are. Now, there's a couple of things that are coming soon. That will be here before you know it. And one that I'm super excited about is Beast. Now, Beast is a hidden movement game. I'm having trouble remembering the name of the company that makes it, but a very, very artistically designed game. It's got these acrylic standees that I'm really excited to see. And it is on boats. It will be here very soon. What else do we got here? Rolling Heights. Rolling Heights is an AEG game, and it is on the way. I believe it is due to arrive. Okay. So it is actually supposed to be delivered this week, but I'm not sure if it happened. They did their distribution was done with Funnigan. Now, as you know, Funnigan has had some problems lately, and in fact, they're shutting down. They're all paid for and they're ready to go, but Funnigan's sort of taking his time because they're getting ready to shut down, so they're processing things as they go, and I don't think things are going as quickly as they anticipated, and that this is going to happen with more than one game on my list today. But yes, Rolling Heights. I'm very much excited to see this new game from AEG. I'm having trouble trying to describe how this works. It's sort of a city building game. It's made by the same person that designed Kabutos, which is one of my favorite games. And that's all I needed to know to try it out. That and the AEG's price points are usually pretty reasonable. Another one that's coming soon is Maglev Metro, the extended maps. That, let's see. That started production on 9/22 and is estimated to arrive in docks by February. So it is, hopefully it's arrived and it's coming very soon. It offers, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I believe there are 3 more maps, and each map has 2 sides. So there's 3 more map packs. They have Mars. They have something with mechs. I believe they had Paris. It's a real interesting expansion to an already interesting game that's going to give a lot of variety. And even the 2-sided game that it comes with, they had the regular base game has a board with 2 different sides. I'm really excited to really kind of expand on that and be able to play it a lot of different ways. The next thing that we have here is Ra. Ra is the final containers were picked up and loaded for transport on January 11th, and they are on ships. It said the deluxe games finished assembly and palleting on December 10th, so it is freshly made, freshly done, and it is on boats and ready. Now, Ra is a reprint of a classic game. I believe I'm blanking a little bit on a good description, but I believe it's one where you're going to be buying tiles and stuff. There were several games that came out last year that were older games that people really loved that got deluxeified. And I kind of got into a tear of buying games that were already proven, that I didn't have to guess if they were well-loved games, and that was one of them. The next one we have is Damask. Now, Damask is a game that's, I guess the theme of that game is sort of about textiles. And it struck me as something that's very similar to, maybe very similar to Azul or some of these other games like that. But it is actually here. It is here, and it is another one that is sort of in a fun again issue. So it is ready to be delivered. It should have been delivered actually according to what their expectations were to be delivered in January, but we are still waiting on it, and I'm hoping that it will arrive very soon. The next one I've got to talk about is Tiny Epic Vikings. Tiny Epic Vikings is another in the sort of a miniaturized, simplified Blood Rage, I guess. It very much on the theme. It's got some card drafting, I believe that's very similar. Tiny Epic is, or the Gambling Games, does a great job at delivering on time. Now, they're one of the few companies that deliver quicker than what they say on Kickstarter. That almost never happens. Like I think they're the only people that I've backed from that have delivered before the expected time, and they don't do that every time, but they've done it more than once, and I've been very, very impressed. Looking through here, I think that's about all that I have on my list. But I gotta say that this is we've got a lot of good games coming soon. There a few people were supposed to be delivering by now, but didn't. And I think Robinson Crusoe is one that really stands out. And also Volifron Guilds is another one I was really hoping to make the boat, but didn't quite make it. China's had a lot of COVID issues lately, and the factories will shut down for days or weeks at a time, or they cut their production down real low, and a lot of folks just haven't been able to kind of overcome that and get their stuff out. But hopefully they'll be there soon, and we'll be there waiting to pick them up at our doorstep. That's all we have for this episode of Quack & Co., and where you spend less time watching and more time playing. We'll see you soon.